Hey, hey, hey. Just grabbing a lead eye, y'all. What's up, Rude? I've been fishing, I think, like the past at least 3 days. It might be 4 days now, in a row. So, I ain't been tying that much. So, but I kind of want to get some flies tied up. I got hundreds of flies, man, but I kind of want to get some more tied up because I got a lot of fly fishing charters coming up. So I'm just trying to get, I don't know, another couple of hundred tied up, I guess. But yeah, I've been fishing the past. I had the same people the past 3 days. Had spinning rod. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You remember that spot the first time y'all fished with me? Um, Towards the end of the day. Well, not really towards the end of the day, but we done ran around in the marsh and did all that, and then we was running towards another spot, and we passed that canal, that place we stopped where the water was coming out, and we ended up smoking them. I don't know how many we caught right there, probably 20 something fish. Anyway, we fished right there some today. We only caught one or two right there today, but today I had my little counter going while we were fishing. We had 21 fish today, and we had pretty much every species in the marsh. I mean, we had today we caught redfish, black drum, speckled trout, flounder. Uh, let's see, redfish, black drum, speckled trout, flounder, sheep's head. We caught both kind of catfish. Unfortunately, we had hard heads and we had what you call it, gaff tops, and then we caught one bull shark that was about 3.5, 4 feet long. In fact, the thumbnail for tonight's video is a picture of that bull shark. I asked my client. I said, "You want to hold it?" He's like, "No, I don't want to hold it." So I held the bull shark so they could take a picture of it. But that's like the second bull shark we've caught in the past few weeks. I'm talking about shallow water, about a foot and a half of water. In fact, both bull sharks we've caught in the past couple of weeks that came out of the same area. In fact, they were both off the same. Now I take it back. They're about 100 yards apart in the same area, about 100 yards apart. Both bull sharks in the past couple of weeks. But all right, thank y'all. I got people watching. Thank y'all. I hadn't tied flies in probably. Well, I tied the other day in the middle of the day when it was pouring down rain, but I've been running a ton of fishing charters, y'all. So I just hadn't been tying at night like I normally. I fished today too, but I just want to get a bunch of flies tied up because most of them, I got a ton of fly fishing charters coming up, so I'm trying to get a bunch of flies tied. So I hadn't even explained what I've been doing, y'all. I just been tying away. I've been tying and chatting with Rude. If y'all see Rude in the comments, he's fished with me. Man, I don't know how many times now. 4 or 5 times. I don't know how many times he's fished with me. 4 or 5 times at least, I guess. And we've caught some big ones. He has been on my YouTube channel a few times catching giant fish, y'all. All right. So what I've done so far, y'all, because I know I've just been sitting here talking and not really explaining, but I just got started. So started off with a 3/0, and it might be backwards on my phone, but it's a 3/0 Uncle Hook, saltwater, of course. It's the competition series. And all I did is I added a what's considered a large size eye on here, chartreuse, And what I was just doing is after I tied it on, I put some glue on there that dries with ultraviolet light. And you just want to put glue over that thread around the eyes to keep these eyes from spinning. When you don't want them spinning around when you start catching fish. All right. But yeah, I'm gonna tie some flies that I use a lot tonight. So I probably won't be doing any like user requested flies tonight like I do sometimes. I'm gonna try to tie a bunch that we actually use a lot down here. So the first one I think I'm gonna tie, I'm gonna do some. This is gonna be kind of a Hopedale crab kind of pattern. So this right here is a olive colored deer tail. We're gonna grab a chunk of this. Let me grab a chunk of this deer tail right here, y'all. That'd probably be enough right there. So I'm just gonna grab a chunk of deer tail right here, everybody. Cut this off. If it's your first time watching, y'all, please subscribe. My dog walking out here, curious what I'm doing, I guess. So I just cut a chunk of this deer tail off. This is olive color. And what I'm doing, I just want to take and just lightly pull any loose strands out of it. So after that, what's up, Too Cool? Too Cool Quarterback. I'm guessing that's what the QB stands for. All right, and then we're going to lay this right here on top of the hook, y'all. And then get some wraps on it. Like that right there. I'm just wrapping up a little bit tighter. Okay. So we got a little tail on our fly right here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a black Sharpie. And I'm gonna kind of hold these, the tail back like that, and we're gonna put some stripes on it with that black Sharpie. It's first time watching, I tie, well, sometimes I tie almost every day, but I'm a fishing guy down here in Louisiana, so I've been running charters the past 3 or 4 days, so I just haven't tied because, y'all, I'm usually pretty tired when I get home. From Connecticut, so we get the best saltwater fish. Oh, in the fall. So we do too, actually, man. So so the redfish, so I'm in Louisiana, so the redfish down here, they start spawning in August. But they'll start moving in from like the Gulf. You know, when I say red, I'm talking about the giant redfish. You've always got redfish inside the marsh, but the really big giant redfish, the 20 plus pounders, they'll start moving in from the Gulf, usually towards late July. So starting late July, they'll start moving in closer to the marsh to spawn. That's when they spawn. They spawn from like August till October. Okay, sweet GTR. That's awesome, man. So those big redfish move in like late July, and they start spawning around August, and they'll spawn till October. So man, we can literally, and y'all, I'm not exaggerating. And in fact, Rue can tell you in the comments, y'all, we can go out and catch multiple 20 plus pound redfish in a day. The most we've had in one day, as far as big bull reds, we had 32 in one day between 37 and 40, and between 37 and 42 inches, y'all. 32 of them. And honestly, we could have kept catching them. We quit fishing because it just gets kind of ridiculous after a while when you're sitting there catching 20 pounder after 20 pounder. I mean, one of the guys was actually he took a towel and was putting ice in it and wrapping his wrist up with ice because we were catching so many big fish. So yeah, we get some giants down here in Louisiana, y'all. All right, I'm gonna grab a little bit of shiny. We're gonna put some shine right here. I'm just gonna take a little bit of gold and throw some gold on here, y'all. 32. Yeah, we had 32 in one day. In fact, the video is on my YouTube. If you look at my YouTube channel, which obviously you are right now, go under my videos. It's a two-part video. It's I think it's called The Boys from Alabama, Part 1 and Part 2. And I had to do a two-part video because we caught so many fish, y'all. We freaking smoked them. So yeah, I did a two-part video on that one. But now Rude's been with me. If y'all see him in the comments, he's done a few charters with me, and he's been out here with me when we've caught. I mean, he's caught some giant ones. Oh, thank you, Too Cool. Thank you, man. That is awesome, man. That is awesome, dude. Thank you. So I base out of the Myrtle Grove area, Port Sulphur, Myrtle Grove area. I used to charter Delacroix area mostly across the river. I used to charter mostly over there. I still run some charters over there some, but now I fish a lot of Myrtle Grove, Port Sulphur. Um, and one of the main reasons why it's just kind of convenient for me to charter that area. And also, we don't have, as far as Myrtle Grove, we don't have a lot of competition there as far as other fishing guides. You go towards Venice or something, you got hundreds of fishing guides in Venice. But right here out of Myrtle Grove, there's about 5 or 6 of us maybe, and there's a couple of us that stay pretty busy, so it's just not a lot of competition out there. Oh yeah, man, Myrtle Grove's awesome. Yep. Rude, I'm gonna have to end up making you a what you call it, man, a moderator, because you on here every time I'm on. Long Island Sound. You know what's funny is so the guys I've had the past 3 days are originally from New York, and they're from Long Island actually. So that's the guys that's been fishing me the past 3 days are from New York. All right, let's see. All right, y'all. I know I've been talking, hadn't been really explaining what I've been doing, but we got 3/0 Uncle Hook. I threw a chartreuse eye on here. I took some olive colored deer tail right here. We cut a piece of that. We threw a deer tail on here, and we took a black magic marker, put some stripes, and then I took some gold shine and put a little bit of gold shine down through there, y'all. All right, now we're gonna add. I think I'm gonna add a couple of legs on here. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. We're just gonna add some legs for a little bit of color, y'all. So I'm gonna grab some of these right here. If you bass fish, then it's basically spinnerbait skirt is what it is. But in the fly fishing world, I think they call it crazy legs or something like that. But it's basically spinnerbait skirt. So I'm just going to grab I usually go with about 3 of them. Is usually my go-to number. So I'm going to grab 3 of these and just kind of tear them off. And what I'm going to do, I'll explain what fly rods I use. So I use Orvis, and I use the Orvis Helioses. Right now, I got the Helios 3s. They came out with the Helios 4s. I've got the 3s still, and they're great. I like them a lot. But I've used a bunch of different kinds, man. I mean, I've got other rods that I don't even use. Like I've got some Hardy, I've got some Lamson, and I've given away rods too. So I don't even have as many fly rods as I used to because I've given some away to clients and stuff. But mostly I pretty much use my Orvis right now, which I love them. But one of the main reasons I use them, I got on the Orvis Pro program. Since I'm a guide, I got on their Pro program, and I'm on camera a lot with my YouTube channel. So of course I want to use those orifices while I'm on camera, which I use them all the time anyway. Let me explain to y'all what I'm doing. So we're gonna put some legs on here just for more action. So what I did, I took some of these crazy legs right here. I cut 3 of them off. And what you're gonna do, you're just gonna wrap it around your thread one time, just like this. Hold it up just hold it up like that. And you're gonna get a couple of wraps on it, just so it's kind of held in place. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take these legs, they're right here, and I'm gonna pull them down parallel with the hook. And then we're gonna wrap those up, and what that's gonna do is gonna make them stay right there. All right, now what we're gonna do, as you can see, part of these has got a little, it's kind of like a little chartreuse, and we got some pink. So we don't want the legs this long. So I'm gonna hold them up like this right here, and I'm just gonna cut a little bit past the pink, just like that, y'all. And see how they just kind of fold in. That's just giving that fly a little bit more action right there, y'all. All right, now, and by the way, this pattern I'm tying, it's kind of like a Hopedale crab. If you look online, look up Hopedale. It's Hopedale. Hopedale is a part of Louisiana down here, and they named a fly after it's called a Hopedale crab. So this is kind of like a Hopedale crab pattern. All right, I'm gonna take, if I can find it right here. Sorry, y'all, I'm grabbing some supplies. I got it. It just had pushed back towards the back of the drawer. All right, y'all. I'm gonna grab some EP brush. This is so it's called EP brush. This is minnow head brush. I'll show you what it looks like here in just a second. And the color on this is called Backcountry. It's called Backcountry. Oh, thank you, Hollywood. Thank you, thank you. So this is called EP brush. Now this is synthetic on here, but you can get this made out of fox hair and all kinds of stuff, man. This color is called Backcountry. If you look, it's got like a little olive color, a little purple in it, a little blue. It's like a really good looking color, but it's going to go good with this fly right here. And if you look, there's a steel wire running down the middle of that. But we don't need all of this. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut off like 2 inches of it. It's about all you need. That's what she said. And shoot, man. I don't know, Hollywood, man. I'm not a pro fly tyer. I almost said tie flyer. I'm not a pro, man. I mean, I love tying flies, and I've tied a ton of them, but I'm not like, I'm not like Mad River Outfitters or something, All right, so we're gonna take this EP brush. You're gonna lay it on top of the hook, and you're just gonna get some wraps. So there's a wire right here. I'm gonna get some wraps around it to hold it in place, like that. And once you got it held in place, what I'm gonna take this bobbin, my thread, y'all. I'm just gonna pull it up and just get it out of the way. And my dog's over there like making little whining noises. I'm sitting right here, but I guess he wants some attention. So like I said, there's a wire that runs through here. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fold this stuff backwards, kind of over that wire. And I'm gonna grab these tweezer things right here, y'all. And we're gonna stick on this end of it, right here on this end of the wire. And we're gonna start wrapping this around the hook. And what this is gonna do, this is gonna add like some body, give some body to that fly. And obviously also some color and stuff. And while you wrap it, you want to keep this stuff folded back and pushed back towards the back of the the fly. So we're gonna wrap this around, y'all. And this is adding just some body and some color. And the reason you want that body to it like that is fish not only see their prey, but they can also feel their prey. So, you know, you get a little thickness on the fly like this, and we call it moving water. So basically, having some thickness on this fly, when you strip it through the water, is going to move the water around it, and it helps the fish find it, you know. So they not only can see it, they can kind of feel this fly. So after we wrap it, we're going to hold this tag in right here, and I'm going to get a couple of wraps on the fly. I'm sorry, on that tag end. And then we're going to cut this tag end off. Remember, it's got a steel wire going through that stuff, so it takes a second to cut it. And now, y'all, we're just going to go ahead and wrap this right here to make sure it stays. Just like that. What's up, fishing? Hey, man, thank you. I haven't tied, at least at night. I tied the other day in the middle of the day when it was pouring down rain, but I haven't tied at night in a few days. I've been running a lot of fishing charters. I think I fished the past 3 days in a row. All right, so y'all, so now we're going to take a toothbrush, and this is kind of optional. You don't really have to do it, but I am. See, we're just going to take this toothbrush and just kind of brush all this stuff right here backwards, just to kind of basically get it a little bit neater and out of my way, basically, is what we're doing. Just like that. Now, I'm going to take some of this wrap right here, y'all. I don't have it in the original package, but my packages have got all. We're going to take some of this wrap right here. It basically comes in a big long strand of wrap. This is what it looks like. My dog's over there whining. I'm sitting right here. I don't know what it. We're going to cut a few inches of wrap off, y'all, like that. And what we're going to do, this is going to add just a little bit of color right here to the front of the fly, and a little bit more, you know, action. So I'm going to take the little piece of wrap right here, and we're going to lay that on the hook right in front of this stuff, right in front of this. We're going to lay that there and get some wraps on it to get it started. Again, I'm going to pull that bobbin out of the way, and now we're going to wrap this stuff. So I'm going to take my tweezers again right here and just clamp the end of it like that. And as you wrap this, you want to keep all this stuff right here pushed back towards the back of the fly. So it might be kind of weird. I'm filming on my phone right now, y'all. So I'm kind of a tech nerd. People that know me know I'm a tech nerd. So I got a freaking $5,000 computer in there just about that I built. And I would live stream on it, but every time I do a big live stream with a horizontal screen and the big screen, nobody watches it, y'all. But if I stream on my phone, I'll have people watch it. I don't know what it is. So, all right, y'all. Let's go ahead and wrap this up around the front. This is just going to add some color right here. Like I said, and as you wrap it, you just want to keep this stuff right here pushed back, y'all. All right, and once we get that, we're going to hold the tag in, just like we did a while ago. Get a couple of wraps on that tag in. Hold on, I got some Rogue. Let me grab my trusty toothbrush right here. All right, we're going to cut this little tag end off and then wrap this up, everybody. Just like that. Purdy. OTB Roach. Omar, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Thank y'all for watching. If y'all watching, please subscribe, man. I'm at like, and I've been doing YouTube for years, but I'm not Mr. Beast or something like that. But I've been doing YouTube for years, y'all. I'm only at like 3,300 subscribers. But once I hit 5,000, I got a brand new Fair Play. It's a 9/10 weight fly rod I'm going to give away when I hit 5,000. And once I hit another 5,000, and basically every 5,000, I'm giving away a brand new fly rod. It's in my room in there. It's in the box. But I'm gonna give away a new fly rod. Once I hit 5,000, I'll do a video and tell how to enter enter and then when I hit another 5,000, I'll do another one. All right, y'all. Now we're basically done with the fly, so we're gonna tie this thread off. And there's two ways of doing it. If you're old school, what's my favorite fishing spot? Man, so my favorite spot as far as fly fishing for redfish. So down here in Louisiana, where I guide at, where I fish at, there's a bay out here. There's an area called Bay Baptiste, or Batiste. Everything down here has got to be like some kind of French or foreign whatever name. So there's a bay called Bay Baptiste, and inside that bay there's some flats out there, and the flats have oyster shells and stuff on them. And man, that's my favorite flat in the whole area. We've caught I don't know how many 20-something pound redfish off that spot, and that's where I caught my biggest one on fly ever. He was I didn't weigh him. It's on my YouTube channel. I was filming that day for YouTube. I didn't weigh him, but he was 44 inches long, so he was pretty big. All right, y'all. So we're gonna tie this fly off. There's a couple ways of doing it. Y'all see the thread kind of shining right there? So you can take your fingers with the thread. This is the old school way, and you're just gonna tie a overhand knot. So you can take the thread like this right here, put it over the eye right here, and just kind of ease your fingers off of it and do it like that. And you can do that a whole bunch. But the easiest way, y'all, is take this little tying tool right here. I don't remember what it's called, but I just know how to use it. So you're going to take this little hook, wrap it over the thread, take the thread right here, wrap it around this little hook, lay the thread over the eye, and just do like this right here. And what that's doing, that's putting a bunch of overhand knots right there, just like that, y'all. And I usually do that about 3 times, just because I'm kind of OCD about, I don't want my flies falling apart. If y'all watch some of my regular videos, which I hope y'all do, you'll see a lot of 20 plus pound redfish being caught. So I kind of like my stuff to not fall apart when we're out there fishing. Now my cats want to get over here and start doing, what you call it, UFC. All right, and what I'm gonna do, y'all, I'm gonna take some glue. What's the name of the fly I'm tying? So this is kind of like a Hopedale crab, kinda. It's a real close pattern to a Hopedale crab. It's just a different version of it, I guess. We're gonna take some glue right here, y'all, that dries with ultraviolet light, and we're going to put that over our thread that we just tied off right here. You want to protect your thread and protect your knots and stuff from falling apart when you start catching fish. All right, now that we've done that, we're going to take an ultraviolet, and we're just going to put over that glue, and that's going to dry that glue within just a few seconds. All right, y'all, that's about it for that fly. We're going to tie some more, but that's just the first one of the night right there. So basically, a 3/0 Umpqua however you pronounce that. A large size chartreuse eye, y'all. We took some black magic marker and put some stripes on our. This is deer tail. Put some stripes on there. We threw a little bit of gold shine on there. We added some crazy legs to it. We put some EP brush. This is mental head brush right here for the body, and then we added a little bit of wrap around it just to add some more color and stuff. And when this is in the water, this all kind of flows backwards like that in the water. So, real simple redfish fly, y'all. They'll eat it like a Dairy Queen Blizzard. So, very simple. Yes. So if you go, in fact, on my YouTube channel, I have a store right there. But also you can go straight to my website. Thank you, Double A. Thank you. If you go to my website, so the name of my YouTube channel is Gripping Lips Fishing. The name of my website is grippinglipsfishing.com. And, in fact, you can go on there. You can buy flies. You can see tons of pictures. You can book a trip. It's got my calendar listed on there. So, and I keep my calendar updated. So you can book a trip, come down here to Louisiana. But you'll see tons of pictures. There's a link to my YouTube channel on there. So you can go on there and watch videos and all that stuff, y'all. I should have an aquarium. Oh, like Marshman Mazon. Y'all know him? Marshman Mason. Y'all know him? That's another YouTuber. Marsh. In case you don't know him, it's Marshman. Masson. Marshman. I don't hate on, man. I'm from Georgia, man. I grew up bass fishing and catfishing. I don't hate on that. If, man, you know how many bass tournaments I fished in my life? I don't even know how many tournaments I fished in my life. I just hadn't fished any since they started forward facing sonar. But man, I have fished so many bass tournaments. I don't even know how many I fished. So in Georgia, they have a magazine called Georgia Outdoor News, GON. And man, I used to fish so many bass tournaments, I was usually in the power rankings. So in the back of that magazine, they have what they call the power rankings. And what that is they take all the winners and all the high placers from all the tournaments in the state of Georgia, and they just list them in the back. And man, I used to be in the top 10 a lot. I ain't hating on bass fishing. I grew up bass fishing. All right, y'all. It's just I can't. Yeah, man. Now I agree that that the forward facing sonar shouldn't be used. As far as the regular, down scan and stuff. I mean, I'm cool with that. But like I don't like the forward facing sonar. I haven't fished a tournament since the forward facing sonar started. All right, y'all. Let's do another one just like we just did, just so I can add a couple of those. So, and y'all can watch from the beginning this time. Sorry, y'all. I'm sitting here talking a lot. So we got our 3/0 Uncle hook on here. I'm gonna take my thread, and we're gonna get just a little thread base right here behind the eye. So we're just wrapping the thread right here around the eye a little bit. Snip that off. And we're going to grab a large chartreuse lead eye right here. All right. Now I'm going to do something a little different this time that I do sometimes, but I don't always do it. But this is just another technique. You can take a drop of glue like this right here, y'all, and wherever you're going to put the eye on the hook, you can put a little drop of glue just for the heck of it before you start putting the eye on there. A lot of people do that. I do sometimes, but I don't always do that. And then we're going to take the eye, lay it on top of the hook right here, and what we're going to do, we're going to wrap under the hook and over the eye. And I usually just wrap it a couple of times just to kind of get it sitting on top of the hook. And I just went in one direction. Now I'm going to wrap in the opposite direction just to kind of get it started. And what you want to do, y'all, you want to get the eye like 90 degrees with the hook, so it's basically sitting um, like this on the hook, whatever that is. So 90 degrees or whatever. So you always just want to keep looking at it, make sure it's straight before you start, wrapping it real good. But once you got it straight, which that's pretty straight right there, now we're going to wrap. We're going to go with a thread. We're going to go under the hook and over the eye in one direction, and then under the hook and over the eye in the opposite direction, just like this. And it's just like if you're in the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, or whatever. If you ever lash some poles or something together, it's just like lashing poles together, y'all. So we're just basically lashing these lead eyes to the hook right here, like that. And once I get several wraps, I don't really count how many. Now I'm going to take the thread, I'm going to go under the lead eye and over the hook, just like that. And it's going to take those cross wraps you just did, and it's going to cinch them together, just like this right here, y'all. So I'm just going under. You might not be able to see the thread on camera. Under the eye, over the hook, under the eye, over the hook. And that's just cinching those cross wraps down, everybody. Just like that. All right. Helicopter wraps. There you go. Helicopter wraps. And I might not always know the exact terminology everybody uses. I just do it, man. So now we're just gonna take and we're gonna put a thread base down the hook right here. And y'all, I got a light right here. So if you see me looking at it weird, it's because I got a light shining in my eye sockets. All right. Let's see. What's the difference between a dishwasher? That's hilarious. I mean, it's kind of messed up, but yeah, it's kind of hilarious. All right, y'all. We're gonna go start adding our ingredients now. So I'm just gonna take an olive colored deer tail right here and cut off a chunk of that olive colored deer tail, y'all. So we got a little chunk of olive colored deer tail. I'm just going to check to make sure there's no loose strands, which this right here feels fine. I'm going to set this on top of the hook right here and just wrap it up. And once I usually start off with some loose wraps to make sure it stays in place, and then I go back and wrap it up tighter and make it stay on there better, make it look neater. The looks thing don't really matter to the fish, but the look thing don't matter to the fish as much as it does the fly fisherman. All right. Now we're going to take a black Sharpie and we are going to put some black stripes on our tail. So I'm just going to pull the tail together like this, y'all. Take the black Sharpie. Just like that, y'all. Yeah. All right. Now we're going to take some of this gold stuff right here, y'all. And we just need a few strands of it. So I got a few strands of gold right here. I'm gonna cut that off. So there we go, got some gold. Can't go wrong with gold, y'all, when it comes to fishing for the most part. We're gonna take this gold, we're gonna wrap it around our thread one time. I had a little short piece right there. We're gonna take it, wrap it around our thread one time, and pull it up. Just like that. So I'm just holding it above the fly. Now we're gonna get a couple wraps to hold it in place. And now we're gonna take this right here and pull it down parallel with the hook and wrap it up where it stays in place. Just like that, y'all. Now we're gonna take some crazy legs. If you bass fish, this is basically spinnerbait skirt. See, I mentioned bass fishing, man. I mentioned bass fishing. I grew up bass fishing. Shoot. All right. It's just as far as chartering, I can't really make any money chartering for bass. You know what I mean? So we're gonna take the crazy legs right here. We're gonna wrap just like we did the other stuff. We're gonna wrap it one time around our thread. Pull it up. Get a couple of wraps in it to hold it in place. And now we're gonna pull this down to the side. I basically got 3 legs on each side right here. I'm gonna pull it down to the side and wrap them up. Just like that. Now what we're gonna do, I don't want them to be this long. So I'm gonna hold them up like this right here, and we're gonna cut them and just leave a little bit of this pink right there, y'all. Just like that. All right. And then we're gonna take a piece of EP brush, minnow head. See, that's what it says, minnow head on there. It's 1.5 inches long, I guess, or whatever. And this is the, it's made by Hairline, I think. And it's called the Backcountry is the color. It's called Backcountry. So we're just gonna take, we only need a couple inches of it. There's a wire that runs down through the middle of it, y'all. We're just gonna cut a couple inches off or so. Like that. Does fishing make me happy? Yes. Yep, I grew up fishing, man. I don't know how old I was when I first went. I guess I'd have to ask my dad or something, but yeah, I started fishing when I was a little bitty. So my dad's side of the family, his whole side of the family, even like his sisters, my grandmama, my dad's side of the family, everybody fishes, man. Everybody is always fished. My dad said the first time he went fishing, he thinks he was something like 4 weeks old or something, and they basically, you know, had him sitting in his little like baby thing or whatever on the side of the bank while they were fishing, man. So yeah, my whole dad's side of the family fishes. So what I'm gonna do, y'all, we're gonna take this CP brush. There's a wire that runs down through the middle of it. I don't know if y'all can see down the light. There's a wire that runs down through there. We're gonna take this, put it right here on the fly, and get some wraps in it to get it started. Like so. And I'm gonna take my bobbin and I'm just gonna put it up over the eye right here and just keep it out of the way. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna fold this stuff back over the wire. Thank y'all for everybody that's giving it a thumbs up, man. That helps send it across YouTube, across their algorithm, and gets more people watching it. It shows up in more people's feeds, y'all, when y'all do that, when y'all give it a thumbs up. All right, y'all, and we're gonna start wrapping this, and we're gonna try to keep this stuff pushed back towards the back of the fly. So as you wrap it, you just kind of keep this stuff pushed back, y'all. I know it's late at night for me to be tying flies, y'all, but to be honest, when I got home from fishing, um, I took a little bit of pre-workout just to give me some energy, and I guess it's kicking in. All right, maybe one more wrap right here, and now we're gonna hold this tag in right here, and we're just gonna do a couple of wraps while holding that tag in out of the way, and then just cut this tag end off, everybody. Been fishing 6 times and caught 4 fish. I think I need to work on how I retrieve or use better lures for specific location. What kind of fishing you doing, Goldsmith? I mean, what do you like? What style fishing are you doing? So y'all, now that we got that on there, I'm just gonna put some wraps on this to hold all that in place that we just did. Just like that. Now I'm gonna take a toothbrush, everybody, and just kind of brush this back. And they also make wire brushes. They make wire brushes to do this right here, y'all. But anything associated with fly fishing, if it's got fly fishing somewhere in it, it's probably expensive. So I buy these cheap toothbrushes, but they make special brushes to do exactly what I'm doing. But anything with the words fly fishing in it's going to be more expensive than what it should be. All right, y'all. Omar, that's the way. Oh, bass. Yeah, Goldsmith. I don't know what area you're in, but bass are probably. As you know, there's tournaments all over the country for bass, man. Because bass are probably can be. There's so many techniques for bass, man. What's up, Mr. David? Doing good, man. I've been running charters. I've been running charters for about three or 4 days in a row now. So I think 3 days in a row, maybe. So I haven't been tying as much. How much money do I spend on fishing? Oh my Lord, dude. I think fishing and golf. I think fishing and golf are like the 2 most expensive sports, aren't they? Maybe you can Google that and check it, but I think fishing and golf is like 2 of the most expensive sports there is. So y'all, I'm gonna take a few inches of this wrap right here. Think about fishing. Think about if you just go buy a boat. Brazil, awesome, y'all, awesome, from Brazil. That's cool. So think about if y'all go buy a boat. So nowadays, a bass boat. Even from several years ago, nowadays a bass boat, you're looking at like, by the time you get it rigged and stuff, you're looking at like at least probably close to $100,000, if not more. So, just the boat alone is $100,000 pretty much if you get a bass boat, a new one, and then by the time you buy 5 or 6 rods for about $100 something a piece, and 5 or 6 reels for $100 something a piece. Depending on what you want to use, and fishing equipment. Yeah, fishing is very expensive, but it don't have to be. It don't have to be. Man, you can take. I didn't grow up with all that fancy stuff. I go to freaking Walmart and Kmart when it still existed, and buy those combos there, for whatever it was. And a little plastic flip open tackle box with some lures in it, and go catch all the fish you ever want to catch, From Italy. Awesome, man. Thank you y'all for watching. So y'all, I'm sitting here talking, not really explaining what I'm doing, but I just got some wraps started on here, and now we're gonna just get some wraps going right here. And I don't mean outcast wrap. I mean some fishing, some fly wrap right here. All right. I ain't talking Andre 3000. All right. Let's get some wraps right here around this. Today on my charter, Mr. David, if you're still watching, today was just a regular conventional. It wasn't a fly fishing charter. It was regular, regular conventional. But I think we caught 21 fish, and we caught pretty much every species in the marsh today. We had redfish, black drum, speckled trout, sheep's head, flounder, both kinds of saltwater catfish we have down here, and we caught a bull shark. So, and it was all catch and release. We threw everything back. Yeah, fishing's expensive, and I want to say fishing and golf are two of the most expensive sports. I could be wrong, but I heard that a while back, but I could be wrong about that. I don't know if it's the most to it or the most expensive, but it's pretty close. All right, y'all, and now we're just gonna put a few wraps right here at the front of the fly, and we're gonna tie this fly off, everybody. Let me get a sip of water. I'm sitting here talking. That's water, y'all. I just put flavoring in it. I pretty much drink water all the time. All right, y'all. We're gonna take our little tie thingy, whatever it's called. Mr. David probably knows what it's called, but I don't even remember. I just use it. And we're just gonna put some knots around here, everybody, and tie this fly off. And I'm not really doing any crazy flies tonight. Sometimes I'll do I'll have people request different colors and stuff. Tonight I'm just tying some flies that we use a lot, because season's really picking up right now. I've got a ton of fly fishing charters coming up. All right. 100K, yeah. I mean, 100K is probably just your boat nowadays, All right, y'all. Now we're gonna take some glue and put some glue over those knots. And just for the heck of it, a little bit more glue right there. Take an ultraviolet light and dry that glue real quick. And that light's bright, y'all. All right. Everybody's watching. Thank y'all for watching. Alan, where's that? What flag? It's so small. I'm looking at my phone. I can't tell what flag that is, y'all. What's up, Rude? Thank you, Mr. David. You saving? You coming? You gonna come over here, Mr. David? Come on, man. I'm gonna tell you, September, if you can make it here by September. September is my favorite month, man. That's right in the middle. Well, come on, Mr. David. September is in the middle of the spawn. So the redfish start spawning in August, and they usually spawn through October. September is right in the middle of the spawn, and it is on fire. It is on fire during September. You're talking about, you can go out, pole the boat down the bank, and you're sitting there looking at 3 or 4 20-pounders coming down the bank. It's ridiculous in September. That's my favorite month. All right, y'all. Just another little quick, the same kind of fly. We just tied one earlier, wherever I put it right here. So we've tied 2 of these tonight, y'all. Pretty consistent, I guess. A little, kind of like a Hopedale crab kind of pattern, olive color, very, very easy fly to tie. And I know I've been talking, so it's taken me almost an hour to tie two flies. But in real life, if I was just sitting here tying, I'd be whipping them out. but but sitting here telling fishing stories and stuff, it takes a little bit longer, y'all. But I am glad to talk about fishing. Because I could just be sitting here tying without being live on YouTube. But see, I wouldn't be sitting here being able to talk about fishing if I was just doing it without being live, Unless I was talking to myself, and that'd be kind of messed up. All right. Let's tie a couple of shrimp patterns, everybody. I'm just trying to tie some flies tonight that we use a lot this time of year. Or really all times a year. So again, 3/0 Uncle hook. I love this hook right here, so I buy them. I think there's 20. Yeah, there's 20 per pack, and I got like 3 or 4 packs of them. So 3/0 Uncle hook, saltwater hook, super strong. I like the bend on this hook. Oh yeah. So where I keep my boats at, my buddy at his house, he's got a SCB. So yeah, I see a SCB every day, because every day when I go in there to hook my boat up, he's got a SCB sitting there. Or is it SCB or ZCB? ZCB? SCB. Anyway, I know what you're talking about. All right, y'all. I'm gonna grab another sip of water and let's get started. All right, let's tie a shrimp pattern right here, y'all. We'll do a couple of shrimp patterns, and then yeah, it's about 10 something. So we'll do like a couple of shrimp patterns, y'all, and then I'll probably hit the bed after that, y'all, because I gotta fish again tomorrow. Tomorrow's another spinning rod trip for me, and then Saturday and Sunday I got fly fishing, and then Monday and Tuesdays back to spinning rod. Right now I'm off on Wednesday. May 1st, snapper season comes in. I'm supposed to go snapper fishing, but the water may be too high to do it. When I say that, the seas might be too high, and you don't want to go out there in bad conditions, And then May 2nd and 3rd is the Fly Fishing Festival in Gulf Shores, Alabama. I'll be there for that. There's a fly fishing festival in Gulf Shores May 2nd and 3rd, and they'll have a redfish, not a redfish tournament, a fly fishing tournament there. And it's not the biggest fish; it's how many different species, because it'll be both freshwater and saltwater. So I'm doing, y'all. I got my deer tail right here, and I'm just grabbing a chunk of deer tail off of here. So I'm going to that fly fishing festival. I'm donating a fly fishing charter at the festival. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sitting here talking. I even think about what I'm doing. Let's put our lead eyes on here first, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sitting there talking about fishing and not thinking about what I'm doing. So let's put our lead eyes on here first. New to fishing, any tips? You got a couple of bluefin. Well, man, that's I mean, if you're new to fishing, getting some bluefin, that's a heck of a start. All right, y'all, we're gonna get some wraps right here on the front, right below the eye. Y'all can probably see this color thread better, a little chartreuse. Just cut this tag end off. Y'all, my throat is dry, man. I'm sitting here talking so much. And I drink water all day long. All right, y'all, let's grab some eyes and throw in here. Since we're doing a shrimp pattern, let's do some pink eyes, y'all. Let's do some pink eyes. Hairline. These are, I think, no, these are large. All right. Let's do some large pink eyes right here, y'all. All right, so we're going to take our eyes, and just since I did this on the last one, I'll be consistent with y'all. Let's put a drop of glue right here on top of the thread. I got to get some more glue before long. Then we're going to take our eyes, set it right here on the thread, get a couple wraps to get it started. 28 redfish, just a few summer. That's awesome. That's awesome, SCN. That's considered, technically, that's considered a bull red. Down here in Louisiana, anything 27 inches or bigger is considered a bull red down here. I don't know if that's the same all over the place, but all right, y'all, after we get those eyes started, you just want to get them where they're kind of crossways on the hook, 90 degrees with the hook. And after you get them started, you're going to go under the hook like this and over the eye in one direction, then under the hook and over the eye in another direction, y'all. Just like that. .47-inch flathead. That's a big one. 47-inch flathead. And you know it had a belly on it, so that thing. 47-inch flathead. You know it's been eaten, so that had to be a. That's right, bull red, baby. Y'all, hey Rev, we caught a shark today. If you look at the thumbnail for this video, you're gonna see me. I'm holding a shark that my client caught. He was standing next to me, but he didn't want to hold it. But we caught a bull shark today. All right, y'all. After we get those cross wraps on there, we're gonna go under. What did somebody call this right a while ago? Helicopter wrap. So we're going under the eye and over the hook. Somebody called it helicopter wraps. I don't know what it's called. I just do it. All right. Oh, thank you, Dan. Thank you. I've been running charters the past 3 days in a row, so I usually tie almost every night, but I've been tired. But when I got home from fishing today, I took a shower and everything. I took a little half a scoop of pre-workout, so now I'm full of energy. All right, y'all, we got our thread going down our hook right here. I had already cut off some deer tail right here because I kind of got ahead of myself, y'all. So we're going to use this deer tail as like the tail on our fly. I'm just pulling any loose thread. I'm sorry, yeah, threads. Any loose hairs off there, y'all. I'm going to lay this on top of here and get some wraps on it. Just like that. Let's see. Have you guys been catching good? Yes, sir. I'm running both boats. So the past 3 days, let's see. What is today? Today's Thursday. Yeah. Wait, is today? Yeah, today's Thursday. So Thursday. So Tuesday ran the big boat. I've had the same 3 guys for the past 3 days. So Tuesday ran the big boat, all 3 guys. I can't remember how many fish we caught, but we caught fish. Yesterday was fly fishing, and it was tough. It was real tough. So yesterday, and I hate to say it, but everybody does it. Yesterday we zeroed. Now we saw it was tough. We saw maybe a dozen redfish. We saw a bunch of sheep's head. We saw about a dozen redfish, and we didn't hook up to any of them. But that happens. I mean that just happens. And then today was in the big boat again, spinning rod, and I counted on my little clicker. We had 21 fish today. Um, and we had every species. We had today. We caught everything. We had redfish, black drum, sheep's head, flounder, speckled trout, hardhead, and gaff top, which I don't count that. And we caught a bull shark. And the bull shark was in about a foot and a half of water. All right, y'all. I'm gonna take a black Sharpie and just put some black stripes on this tail right here. Just like that. Do you catch tarpon on flies? Yeah, they do that a lot in Florida. We have tarpon here in Louisiana. I don't target them just because it's hard. It's hard to target tarpon, man. At least around here. But in Florida, especially the Florida Keys, they do a lot of tarpon fishing with fly rod. I just don't do it. I've got friends that's caught them on. Chill out, Claire. My cat's over there meowing. I've got friends that's caught tarpon here in Louisiana on fly rod, but they weren't really trying. They just happened to catch them. Let's see. I'm grabbing some eyes, y'all. All right, so we're gonna grab some pink eyes right here. Catch and release, or is it catch? Is this for catch and release, or yeah? So musket. So that's the only cat, because I've got a couple of cats. That's the only one I don't have fixed, and the reason why, she's older and she has like medical issues, so I didn't get her fixed. So that's the reason she's not fixed. All right, y'all. We're gonna take some of these pink eyes right here. As far as the catch and release thing, we release whenever we go fly fishing. We release everything. I don't ever. So on some of my spinning rod charters, if clients want to keep the fish, I mean, they're paying for it. So if they want to keep fish on a spinning rod trip, we keep them. But on fly rod, we throw everything back. So these are called easy shrimp eyes, y'all. This is a pink color. You're gonna take this and split the hook right here with these shrimp eyes, just like that. Or I'm sorry, not split the hook. Split the eyes with the hook. Yeah, so she's not fixed because she's older and she's already got medical issues. So just like that with the eyes. Y'all see the eyes on there? And now I'm just going to take some glue. Oh, no, musket. It's cool. It's cool. No. So we're going to take some Solar Res glue right here. All the other, I've got cats and dogs. All the rest of them are fixed. She's the only one. Just because she's old. I rescued her, man. You should have saw her when I got her. She was really messed up looking. Her face was like, I mean, she was all messed up. So I rescued her, and we had to give her medicine and all kinds of stuff to fix her back up, man, because she was messed up. Y'all, I'm just putting some glue right here where I wrap those eyes on there. And we're going to hit that with ultraviolet light and dry that glue. This glue dries within about 6 or 7 seconds, but I usually hit it for a little bit longer. All right, y'all. So far, we got 3-aught hook. We threw some pink eyes on there. We put some glue over the eyes. Wow. Thank you, Musket. Man, that's awesome, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've never got 20 bucks on here at all. Thank you, thank you. All right, y'all. And then yeah, that's amazing, man. I'm still trying to grow my channel, so that's awesome. Thank you very much, man. We added some white deer tail right here. We threw some black stripes on it with a magic marker, and then we just threw some pink eyes on there. What's up, Kason? And this is going to be a shrimp pattern, y'all. So now we're going to add some poofiness, basically. We're going to put a little poofiness on. Actually, y'all, let's put a little bit of pink. We're going to put a little bit of pink flash right here. I got it right here. I can't believe I found it since I'm kind of sitting in the dark. The only light I got on is this light right here that's shining in my eye sockets, y'all. So, y'all, we're going to grab some pink flash right here, y'all. And just take a few strands of it. Actually, that's more than a few. That's probably about 4 or 5 strands of it right there, but it's fine. We're going to cut about 4 or 5 strands of it off, y'all. Made my own fishing lure before. Oh, yeah, man. I tell you, a really good fishing lure channel the guy makes, it's called Marling, Marling, Marling Baits. He's on YouTube. He's a YouTuber. He makes fishing lures, and he is freaking outstanding. I've been watching him since his channel was like little bitty, but now I think he's got a couple of 100,000 subscribers now. But I've been watching him make videos since before he ever got big. All right, y'all. So now we're gonna take this flashy stuff, and we're gonna kind of wrap it around the thread and hold it up like this right here, y'all. Get a couple of wraps on it to hold it in place, and now. I got it just like this. We're going to take it and basically put it parallel with that tail we got on here and wrap it. And it's going to stay just like that. See the little flashy stuff in the tail right there, everybody? All right, now we're going to add some poofiness to our fly. We want our fly to have some body to it. So I've got some Foxy right here. What's it called? Foxy brush. And this is the fluorescent shrimp pink color. I guess technically it's a pink color, but to me it's very white looking. It's a very light pink, y'all. It's not much to it at all. But this has both synthetic fibers and actual fox hairs in it. So these longer hairs are fox hairs, y'all. And it's the same as that EP brush we were using earlier. There's a wire that runs down through the middle of it. This is just a short piece. I might have to use another piece, but since this was, I don't want to waste this piece, so we're gonna start with it. Thank you, Zan. Is that Xanax? Xanax? Is that? Am I pronouncing it right? Yeah, look at Marling Baits. He makes fishing lures, man. I'm telling you, it's very entertaining because he does it all from like he does the whole thing starting with a piece of wood, and he's really good. All right, y'all, we're gonna lay this right here on top of our hook and get some wraps on it. As you can see, when your time flies, you're gonna be doing a lot of the same stuff sometimes. In other words, a lot of the same technique. You gotta get a few wraps on whatever you're doing to get it started, get it held in place. It's just building. Yeah, okay, I got you. Old times and old names. Yeah, man, I got you. And thank you, Musket. I still can't believe you did $20, man. Never had anybody do that. That's crazy. All right, y'all. We might have to add to this, but this is just a scrap piece. I don't want to waste it. So what we're going to do, you're going to fold this Foxy brush back over the wire. You're basically going to double it on itself while you wrap it. So we're going to start wrapping it. I'm actually going to, let me throw these tweezers on here, everybody. I got some tweezers right here. I say tweezers, they're kind of like tweezers. That's a clamp kind of thing. All right. Yeah, man. Yeah, musket. They do, man. I've got flies that I've caught. God, I don't know how many fish on, how many trips I've done. Um, yeah, I guess they last a pretty long time. Just like anything else, especially, we're down here in the saltwater, fly fishing in the saltwater down here. So saltwater is eventually going to rust pretty much everything. So I always rinse my flies when we're fly fishing after I get done. And a little trick I do, so when we're fly fishing, and let's say you want to swap flies, I'll take a bottle of water, y'all, and I'll drink most of the water, and I'll leave a little bit of water in there. And when I get through, like if we're going to swap flies, I'll drop whatever fly we're taking off in the water. So at the end of the day, I got 2 or 3 flies sitting in there, but that's rinsing that salt water off of them. I'll just shake it up, take the flies out, let them dry out, and they're ready to roll again. But yeah, flies will last a pretty long time, but I still rinse the salt water off of them. And you want to rinse the salt water off and take care of them. But yeah, they'll last a pretty long time, man. I might have to add another piece of wrap right here, y'all. I knew this one was kind of small. So we'll probably add another piece right here. I just didn't want to waste that material. Yeah, I'm gonna add one more little piece right here, y'all. Make your own crappy jig. Yeah, man. That's the way to do it. If you can buy the stuff and make your own. Now, bass lures and stuff, if you start making carving out wood lures, unless you're a pro, that's going to take a little bit of time. But if you can make your own stuff like crappy jigs and flies and stuff, that's gonna in the long run, it's gonna save you money. Plus, it's just a lot of fun, All right, y'all. Let's put another piece of this Foxy wrap on there. Thank you, Xanax. Thank you, man. Thank you. I'll just say Xan. That probably sounds better than saying Xanax every time. I'll just say Xan. If y'all are new to my channel, y'all, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up, all that cool stuff. Help me grow the channel, everybody. I've got some surprise guests coming up in June. I don't even want to say right now, y'all, but in June, the first week of June or so, y'all, stand by for an awesome video is all I gotta say. All right, y'all, let's wrap a little bit more of this right here around the fly. I know it looks rough right now. It's gonna come together in the end, y'all. I promise. This is gonna look better in just a second. It looks crazy right now. It's gonna look better here in just a second, y'all. Thank you, Zan. Thank you. Y'all, I got a pop-up on my phone the other day or on my YouTube or whatever. It says I've been doing YouTube for like 14 years. I know some of those early videos is just like me out there with my phone or something. So I don't really take those serious. But my more serious videos have probably been in the last few years, but still, y'all, to be doing it for a few years or whatever, I'm still trying to grow my channel. All right, y'all. We're gonna brush this little foxy brush back. But what this does, I explained this earlier when I was tying some more flies. Adding this kind of poofiness to it. Not only does it help the fish, they can see this and it adds some color and stuff. But fish also feel they can feel movement in the water. They have sensors on them. So when you make the fly or lure, whatever you're using, like these flies, when it's got some body to it like that, my cat's up there on a piece of furniture, like up there doing UFC, bowing each other off a top shelf. Every time I turn around, he stops. Every time I turn around and look at him, he stops, and the rest of the time he's ready to like jump on another cat. All right, y'all. So this adding this poofiness to it, this body right here, it helps fish. They can sense it. They can feel it coming through the water too. So not only they can see it, but they can actually feel the fly. That's why I'm adding like some body to it to make it a little bit thicker. Now I'm going to add a little bit of shine to the front, and we'll be about done with that fly. Let's see, which color do I want to go with? Both of them are good. I tell you what, let's actually go with I got some white right here. Do I want to go? Yeah, let's go with some white. We'll just make it a white. Yeah, thank you, Zan, thank you. Yeah, cat fight, dude. These freaking cats, man. So y'all, this is called crack wrap. I'm not making that name up. It's really called crack wrap. And that's basically it. We're gonna take a couple of inches of it. That's what she said. And little Michael Scott right there. And we're gonna take the crack wrap. Let's do the same thing. We're just gonna put this right in front of this and just lay it on the hook. Kind of get it started. Where it's held in place. 11 cats and 8 dogs. Whew, man. Thank you, Owen. Thank you. So, Kaysen, I think you got me beat by a little bit. A little bit, not much. 6 are hunting dogs. Yeah, man. I live in Louisiana. I'm a fishing guy down here, but I grew up. I'm from Georgia, so I grew up hunting. You know, we used to go out and go coon hunting and all that stuff. You know, it was a lot of fun growing up. Oh, by the way, y'all, I'm taking this crack wrap, and I'm just getting a few wraps right here around the front, as you can see. It's called crack wrap. It was developed by Hunter Biden. All right, and after we get a couple wraps on there, y'all, just gonna take that. Yeah, by a little bit. Y'all, I'm probably real close to you on the cats, but I've only got 5 dogs. We got 5 dogs, y'all. It's three pit bulls. When I say pit bulls, everybody's gonna immediately think they're mean, but they're big babies, man. They are the nicest dogs ever. They play with cats, they play with people, they play with anything. They're really nice dogs. And then I got one. I don't know what he's being DNA tested, but I can't remember. I know he's like 45% some kind of hunting dog. I don't remember what kind. And then we got another dog. I think she's part lab and part pit bull also, but she's black and she's got a hook leg. She was born where of her legs hooks back like this. So she basically runs around on 3 legs and a hook. But she's super sweet. So, but yeah, all the animals are rescues. They're all rescues. So yeah, I love my animals. All right, y'all. After we get some wraps on that, now we're gonna put a few more wraps right here around the front, and we're gonna tie it off, everybody. If I can find my tie tool, here it is. Y'all, I know y'all can't see my desk right here, but when I start tying flies, it becomes a mess pretty quick. I got fly tying stuff laying everywhere. So right here, we're just basically tying off the fly. It's literally just doing a bunch of overhand knots is all it is. A bunch of little half hitches, I guess is what you would call it. That's all it is, y'all. I just put a bunch of them in there, but it's a bunch of half hitches. And now, thank you, Zan. Thank you. What's your favorite fly to use? My favorite fly is a Hopedale crab. Let me see if I got one. I mean, the one we did tonight is pretty close to a Hopedale crab. I got a ton of them in my box, but this is basically a Hopedale crab. That's real close to a Hopedale crab right there. It's just a kind of an olive brown color. You know, it's got a little bit of shine on the tail. But that's real close to a Hopedale crab. That's my favorite overall fly. My most fish catching this fly right there. We catch everything on it. You know, redfish, black drum, sheep's head. Everything eats this fly. So that's my favorite fly. So y'all, I got hundreds of flies because every fly I have I didn't tie. You know, I've got a bunch of store-bought flies, but then I've got a ton of them that I tied. You know, so all right, y'all. Now we're gonna take and put some glue over our thread right here. You just want to protect those knots that you just tied. You don't want your fly falling apart. So I'm just taking, put some glue on there, and then this glue dries with ultraviolet light. So we're gonna take ultraviolet light and hit it with ultraviolet. Okay. And now, thank you, Mr. David. Thank you, man. Let me know when you get ready, and we'll work something out so you can come over here and go, man. It'll be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So yeah, I'm just gonna take y'all and just kind of make it look neater. Snip off any little random hairs or whatever. The fish don't care at all. Trust me, they're not gonna run up to it and pull out their James Webb telescope out of their back fin and check it out to make sure it looks perfect. They're just gonna eat it. But you know, some fly fishing dudes want their flies to look like AI or something made them. But yeah, that's a pretty good looking fly. Just a little shrimp pattern, everybody. We did a 3/0 Uncle hook on there. Just some pink eyes, some large pink eyes on there. We threw a deer tail on here with some, and we threw a Sharpie, put some black stripes. We put some pink shiny, this stuff right here. And we're about to tie this fly. We're gonna do the same fly again here in just a second, y'all. Put some pink shiny on the hiney. We threw some pink eyeballs on the back of it. We threw some light pink color Foxy brush on there, and then a little bit of Cracker Wrap right at the front of it. A little quick, easy little shrimp fly, y'all. Drop that thing in front of a redfish, strip it about twice, and then hold on tight. That's basically all you gotta do. Or in front of any kind of other fish, I guess. Anything that swims around out here in Louisiana, eat that thing like a Dairy Queen blizzard. Yep. You are correct, Mr. Omar. You know, redfish swims up to it. You could do a cartoon about that. Swims up to it, pulls out the James Webb out of his back fin, inspects the fly. Oh no, I see one little hair that looks out of place, you know. You know what's funny is, I have hair, by the way, y'all. This is a Beach and Barn, by the way. And so Beach and Barn is a clothing company. It says Beach and Barn Charters because that's just the way what the hat says. But Beach and Barn is a clothing company, and I like their stuff a lot. So, all right, y'all. Let's tie another one just like that. Oh, what I was gonna say was, so sheep's head. You know, sheep's head is a saltwater fish. I mean, I've heard they got them in freshwater too, but so sheep's head is a saltwater fish, y'all. And those are the most curious fish. They call them, down here in Louisiana, they call them the Cajun permit. You know, because permit, I guess, are hard to catch. I've never fished for them, but from what I understand, they're hard to catch. So sheep's head, now if you're using live shrimp or something, it's not that hard. But as far as like fly fishing for sheep's head, you can catch them on the fly. But they are very curious fish. They will literally, you're stripping the fly along, those sheep's head will come up, look at the fly, sit there and stare at it, and they're like, nope, and they swim off. So catching a sheep's head on a fly is way harder than catching a redfish on a fly. Redfish, if it swims by them, that redfish is going to eat it up. But sheep's head, nah, man, they're going to run up to it, make sure it looks perfect, and then they might eat it. So, like yesterday on the fly fishing charter, man, we saw a ton of sheep's head and didn't catch any of them. I don't know how many denied the fly, but it was a lot. We have fresh water in Florida. Yeah. Y'all got fresh water. They got teeth. Yeah, sheep's head have teeth. Their teeth actually look like human teeth, y'all. I mean, they're full of teeth. So you don't want to go sticking your finger in their mouth. Yeah. They're going to be in that brackish water. That is for sure. But yeah, sheep's head have teeth. I got videos on my channel with us catching sheep's head on fly. We catch them on fly, y'all. It's just not as easy as catching a redfish on a fly. I call them little crackheads. That's what I call a sheep's head. I call them little crackheads because you're sitting there stripping your fly along, and the sheep's head comes up, and they're like spazzing out looking at it, and they're like, nope, and they take off. Sheep's head are like little crackheads. They're the crackheads of the marsh, y'all. So, all right, let's put a little drop of glue right here. Just keeping it consistent for tonight. And we're going to put a pink eye on there. We're going to tie the same fly we just tied, y'all. Oh, I might have missed the chat. Hold on. No, we got tons of sheep's head, y'all. Crackheads of the marsh, baby. They do fight. So every year they have the, what's it called? It is called the, hold on, I know what it's a tournament I'm thinking about, but I'm trying to think what it's called. Oh, is it convict? It might be convict road. I can't remember what it's called. So they also call sheep's head convict fish because sheep's head had black and white stripes. And y'all remember the old prison uniforms where they were black and white stripes? So they also call sheep's head convict. So it might, oh, I know what it's called. It's called the Convict Classic, y'all. So every year they have what they call the Convict Classic. It's a big sheep's head tournament, and that's what it is. It's a tournament. It's a tournament just for sheep's head. You know, your biggest sheep's head. I think it's called. I want to say it's called the Convict Classic. I think because sheep's head are black and white striped, so they look like they're wearing. They look like they're wearing prison uniforms, y'all. Yeah, man. Yeah, sheep's head fight good, and I'm gonna tell you, sheep's head actually tastes really good. Um, they actually taste. Sheep's head tastes close to crab meat, y'all. Sheep's head tastes really good. The only thing about a sheep's head, because we catch them all the time, is they have a huge rib cage. They have a gigantic rib cage. So you just don't get a ton of meat off of them unless it's a really big sheep's head. You just don't get a lot of meat off of them, you know. And sheep's head, the reason they have those teeth like that, they eat a lot of shellfish, a lot of barnacles and snails and stuff. There you go. There you go. There you go, Zan. Have you ever tied a fly out strip for sheephead? Yeah, we've caught a bunch of. Hey, killer thriller. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we've caught a lot of sheep's head on fly, y'all. Like I said, we catch them on fly. It's just not as easy as it is catching like a redfish or something on fly. They're just very curious. They'll swim up to the fly and kind of look at it and decide if they want to eat it or not. But yeah, over the years, I mean, we've caught a lot of sheep's head on fly. All right, y'all. What I was doing right there, I tied this eye on, and then I just ran some thread down the hook. You kind of run thread down the hook, and all your material is going to go on top of this thread. That way, you don't have like you're not putting the material on top of a blank hook where it's more slippery. That's just water, everybody. It's flavored. I got great flavoring in there. All right, y'all. We're gonna throw some glue on these eyes right here. You don't want your eyes to start spinning around when you start catching fish. You don't want them to start spinning all over your hook. Spearfishing, those things will probably be cheating. So man, I know people that spearfish. I don't care nothing about doing it, y'all. I mean, just like today, we caught a bull shark today in about 1.5 feet of water. I ain't going spearfishing. I see and catch too many sharks in less than 2 feet of water for me to actually go out around the rigs where there's a bunch of sharks. No, y'all. I'm staying in the boat. I'm staying in the boat. I'm not spearfishing. This is my spear right here, and it's got a barb on it. That's my spear. All right, y'all. We're just drying that glue. Let's see. Yeah, I do have rabbit strip. I could use some rabbit strip on this fly. We can do that. Here, we'll use a rabbit strip on this fly. It's not going to change it that much. So that's what this is. This is barred rabbit right here. No Wake Outfitters, by the way, y'all. That's a fly shop here in the New Orleans area. And I'll be hanging out with these guys. There's a fly fishing festival in Gulf Shores, Alabama, May 2nd and 3rd. So I'll be hanging out with those guys, and there's also a fly fishing tournament. So this is called zonkers, y'all. It's basically rabbit fur, and this is black and white right here. That's the color on this one. And we're just gonna cut off like 2 inches of it. Like that. And we're gonna use this as our tail, because somebody, let's see, caught a nice bull shark. Florida, biggest I've ever caught. 130 pounds. Jeez. Oh. Yeah, y'all. So this right here is this is rabbit fur. It's called zonkers, and you can get it in all kinds of colors. I mean, I've got um, like there's some in like an olive color. They just do it. They dye it in all kinds of colors. But this is white with some black in it, and you can use this as a tail also, y'all. You just kind of set it. It's flat on the bottom right here, so you just set it on top of your hook and wrap it. Just like that. All right. We're still going to add what's up, Daryl? Hey, hey. Yeah, Rude. I got purple. There's all you can get them in all kinds of colors, man. How long have I been tying flies? If I told y'all, well, you might believe me, or you might not believe me. I've only been tying flies since January. I know that sounds crazy, but in that time, I have tied a ton of them, y'all. I don't even know how many. I don't know. A lot. But I just picked it up pretty quick, y'all. I mean, I've been fly fishing for a long time, and I've always been kind of artistic, and I've been, I was a mechanic, so I've always had that mechanical and artistic inclination. So doing stuff like this right here, I just kind of picked it up pretty quick. I've actually illustrated a book. You can look it up on Amazon, and you'll see I illustrated a children's book, y'all. That's probably something not a lot of people know, but I actually illustrated a children's book. It's on Amazon. All right, y'all. We're just gonna add some pink right here. We're gonna hold this down, parallel. Add some pink right there, y'all. So we're just adding a little bit of pink shine to our tail right there. What have I started on doing this? I'm not sure if I know what you mean. What are you started on doing this? So I'm tying redfish flies is what I'm tying that we use for redfish. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What are you starting? All right, y'all. We're gonna add some pink eyes to here. But yeah, if you look on Amazon, I think it's still on there. I guess it should be. If you look on Amazon and look up, the title of the book is Dexter the Duck Gets His Quack. Dexter the Duck Gets His Quack. If you look at it, I guess it's still on Amazon. If you look it up on there, y'all, I drew all the pictures for that book. All right, y'all. So we're gonna take these pink eyes right here. We're flipping the fly over like that, And you see how those have a V? We're just gonna take and split the eyes right there with the hook. So I'm gonna lay those on top of the hook right here, and then just tie them on. And once we get them tied on there, y'all, we're just gonna take some Solar Res glue. It dries with ultraviolet light, and we're gonna put that over that thread where we tie those eyeballs on there. They're called easy shrimp eyes, is what they're called. And I'm just doing that to help hold those eyes on there. I don't want them, same thing. I don't want those eyes twisting and stuff and coming off when you start catching fish. All right, now we're going to dry them with ultraviolet light. It dries in just a few seconds. All right. I was asking to see. Yeah. That's hilarious, Zan. You're exactly right, man. That's right. Giving them a pair. I was asking, all kinds of people doing. That's awesome, Daryl. Yeah. So, Daryl, we were talking about this earlier, man. So, there's a YouTube channel called Marling Baits, Marling, Marling Baits, and he's a YouTuber and he makes lures. You ought to watch him. He's very very talented. Marling Baits. But I'm serious, Musket. Yeah. So I grew up drawing and painting and stuff. My mom is really artistic also. So I guess I got the artistic side from her, and like the outdoor and fishing side from my dad. And my mama still paints all the time. And I used to paint. I mean, I've done full portraits of people. I used to do all that stuff, y'all. But I don't ever paint or draw anymore. But so back in my hometown, this girl wrote a book, and she asked me to do the all the drawings for it. So I did all the drawings for her book. All right, y'all. Um, let's grab wherever it's at right here. We're gonna grab some foxy brush, and we're gonna wrap some foxy brush right here around the fly. I guess it's still on Amazon. I don't know. I haven't looked for it in a long time, but it was on Amazon. I had no idea. But it's called Dexter the Duck Gets His Quack, is what the name of the book was. And not the illustrator, the editor or whoever, they kind of messed up a little bit when they made the book, because some of the drawings, they accidentally left my little signature on the drawings, because I signed all my drawings. So I know they messed up that once or twice. And if you look at the drawings, they're colored in colored pencil, but that was on purpose because it's a children's book. So they were colored. They were colored with colored pencil, y'all. Um, thank you, Zan. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, man. Marlene Bates is awesome. So I'm in Louisiana, y'all. I'm a fishing guide down here in Louisiana. So, um, in fact, I've been fishing 3 or 4 days straight. So this is gonna be the last fly I tie for tonight, and then I'm gonna get some sleep. I got to fish again tomorrow, y'all. But yeah, so I'm a fishing guide in Louisiana. Is my deal. And I'm just south of New Orleans is where I base out of. So basically, fly to New Orleans and drive about 30 minutes, and you can be out here fishing. Drive less than that, and you can be fishing. But drive about 30 minutes, and you can be fishing where I fish at. All right, y'all. We're gonna take this Foxy brush and wrap it around the fly. And this is just going to add some body to the fly. Give it some body and some poofiness. Get it poofed out. All right. Now we're just going to tie that off. Yep. Monroe, Louisiana. Awesome, Marcus. I've been to Monroe more than once. Oh, that's awesome, Charles. That's awesome, man. I've never been bone fishing. This summer, I was born. I was born in Key West, actually. Is where I was. So I'm an original conch. I grew up in Georgia, but I was born in Key West, Florida. So this summer, I think I'm gonna go down there at some point and do some fishing. But I've never bone fished. I've never bone fished. A lot of my clients that come up here have been bone fishing. That's why I always tell them, I'm like, y'all, it's not bone, because a lot of times my clients, if they've never fished for redfish for a fly, but they have fished for bonefish, they'll come up here and they'll want to cast 10 feet in front of the red. I'm like, don't do that. I'm like, cast a foot, 2 feet in front of the redfish, and pull it right by their face and make them eat it. I call it feeding them. Feed it to them. Feed the fly to the fish. All right, y'all. We're just gonna take a few inches of this crack wrap right here. Take a few inches of it. And wrap that on there. Let's see. Let's see. Born in Florida and raised in Michigan. Yep, I was born in Florida and raised in Georgia. Where to get the stuff? Yes. So if I was, sorry y'all, it disconnected for a split second. If I was going to start tying flies, what I would do is exactly what I did. Go on eBay, put in fly tying material lot, LOT, fly tying material lot. People, let's say people were tying flies, they got tired of it, or someone's granddad tied flies and he passed away or something. They will take and sell all their stuff. So you can go on eBay, put in fly tying materials lot, and basically just look for deals and get everything. Get a vise, get a bunch of materials cheap. That's the cheapest way to start off. If you start buying all the material, if you go to a fly shop and buy everything individual to start off with, you're going to spend a lot of money, man. These easy shrimp eyes, look at that, $6 and something for some shrimp eyes. $4 or $5 for a pack of lead, $4 or $5 for a pack of lead eyes. So if you're going to start tying flies, I would go on eBay, find it in bulk where somebody's selling all their stuff off, and do that. That's what I would do. That's what I did when I started tying. Instead of going to a fly shop and buy all individual, you're gonna spend a fortune if you do that. Yeah, musket. So I do, and I do different size. Like this is a large, considered a large lead eye. So this fly is going to sink faster and get in front of that fish faster. But sometimes if I'm fishing super shallow water, I'll use a lighter lead eye. If I want to kind of slow sink, if it's real shallow, like, you know, less than a foot of water, I'll throw a lighter fly. Um, Also, smaller flies sometimes, like in the spring. A lot of your shrimp, not all of it, a lot of your shrimp and stuff and bait fish are smaller because you've got fish hatching. So you got a lot of little fry, a lot of little fish hatching. So a lot of smaller flies in the spring work really well. Um, so yeah, use different flies for different situations. Um, but one thing about down here in Louisiana, redfish live here. You know, they don't migrate a lot. They pretty much live here. And y'all, we got some giant ones here. So I do throw a lot of large flies all year round, but that's because we're down here catching 20 plus pound redfish all year, you know. All right, y'all. That's a little more crack wrap than I normally use, but it'll be fine. Let's see. I'm just scrolling back up to see some make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, man. Um, a lot of the shrimp, we got normal size shrimp this time of year too, but a lot of the shrimp are kind of small. A lot of the bait fish are small. So you could throw like a smaller fly, especially if you're fishing. If you're fishing like more inshore, like back in the marsh, you know, like way back in the marsh areas, where there's more normal size redfish. When I say normal size, like around 20 to like 25, 26 inch redfish, like normal size. At least here, I don't know. Throwing those small flies this time of year is really good. But now when I go out towards the Gulf, which I fish close to the Gulf all year long, as long as I have good enough wind to get out there, I actually go out to the Gulf. And there's islands along the Gulf, like the little barrier islands. So literally, you know, I leave out of the marina. It's about 20 something mile run, and you get to the last islands literally before the Gulf. And around those islands all year long, there's going to be giant redfish. It don't matter what time of year. There's going to be giants, like a lot of 20 plus pounders. So out there, I'm throwing normal big size flies because those big fish are going to eat it up. Starting here real soon, basically when it gets a little bit hotter. So sometime in May, there's going to be a lot of jack crevalle and stuff out there also along the Gulf. And man, stand by for some videos on my YouTube channel because when those jack crevalle and those bull reds get out there along the beaches, it's unreal. It is unreal, y'all. The biggest jack we caught last year, it might have been in May. It was either late spring or early summer. But the biggest jack crevalle, whatever you want to call it, that we caught last year, was pulling all the line off the rod. He would not stop running. We chased that fish, and I measured it with my GPS when we got done chasing him. We chased that fish 1.03 miles with the boat because he kept pulling all the line off the rod. So, and he would not stop running. We chased that fish. I measured it with the GPS, like I said. We chased that fish 1.03 miles before we got him in. And that fish fought so hard that when we finally got him in the boat, I had to revive that fish. It took me about 10 minutes to get that fish revived. He almost killed himself trying to get away. Those Jack Crevalle, or however you want to say it, them things, they basically fight till they can't fight anymore. So, but that was the biggest one we caught last year. I didn't weigh him. I don't know how much he weighed. He was a giant. I'm just drying this glue, y'all. This is ultraviolet light. So don't be shining in your eyeballs. I don't know. I've never heard that about them. I've never heard that about them cooking themselves. Do I have a tutorial well, now I've got one video I did. So I know I'm sitting here talking as I'm tying these. I've only got one video so far where I actually went through all the steps tying a basic fly. I think it's called, well, it's, if you look through my videos, it's not that far back on my videos. As far as fishing tutorials, I've got a few. I need to do that more. I know it's something I need to do, is more tutorial stuff when I'm fishing. Because I honestly, a lot of times we go out there and we're just filming while we're fishing. You know, I should do more tutorial kind of stuff. You're right about that. That's hilarious, Musket. That's hilarious. You are right, man. We catch giant redfish, giants. Last year, the two biggest redfish we had on my boat last year, we had two that were 28 pounds, and we caught those about a week apart, and that was on fly rod. So the two biggest we had on my boat last year were 28 pounds. But usually every year we catch somewhere around 27, 28 pounds at least, you know. All right, y'all. We are done with this fly. Somebody mentioned rabbit earlier, and I thought they were talking about zonkers. So we did a 3/0 Uncle hook. We did a pink eye on here, lead eye. We did some rabbit zonkers for the tail, white with like a little black stripe thing in it. We did some pink shiny, this stuff right here. Some pink shiny on the hiney. We added some foxy brush, some light pink foxy brush, and then we did a little crack wrap to wrap it on up. So easy little shrimp fly, y'all. Little shrimp pattern. So if y'all just started watching, we tied two, you know, these were matching flies, kind of like a Hopedale crab kind of fly. We tied two of these tonight to start off with. And then we tied these two shrimp patterns. One had a deer tail, that's a deer tail for the tail on it. And then one had the rabbit zonkers. Let's see. So I'll do that, man. I tell you what, Daryl, I'll put out some videos on how to start tying flies. But that's basically how I learned. I didn't take a class. I basically got on YouTube, started watching videos, man. So a 28 pound. So both those fish were around 47 to 48 inches long. Were those 28 pounders? So usually down here, when the redfish start getting close to 40 inches, when they get close to 40 inches, right around 40, depending on how big of a stomach they have on them, when they get close to 40 inches, they're around 20 pounds. And sometimes you'll catch them 37 inches that are 20 pounds. It just depends on how big of a stomach they have. but around 40 inches is about 20 pounds, and then it just goes up from there. Um, so far, so from what I said tuna or regional endotherms. Okay, I don't know what that. I know. I mean, I know what you're saying. Endotherm. Endo would be. What's that even mean? Something skin? Endo something with their skin? Maybe. Is that what does that even mean? Endotherms. Musket. Let's see. That means tuna or hot inside. Okay. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, musket. Um, yeah, man. Yeah, they're as long as they're beautiful on the inside, that's all they're worried about. I see redfish doing what I call tuna rolls all the time, and the reason I call it a tuna roll, have y'all ever seen video or seen it in person where tuna will come up, roll on their side, like there's bait fish, tuna will come up and roll instead of coming straight at them with their dorsal fin. They'll come up and roll on their side and grab the fish and never break the water. Redfish do that also, so I call it tuna rolls when I see redfish do it. Endo is inside. Okay, okay. There you go. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Musket, you should be a doctor, man. Musket, you sure you're not Elon Musk, man? You being pretty smart on here. Zan, rolling fish. Yep. I call it tuna rolls when I see them do that. Let's see. I know I'm just reading some chat. I'm kind of done tying flies, y'all, so I'm just chatting with y'all for a little bit. I'll clean up some stuff while I'm chatting with y'all, man. I'll start picking up all my material. Let's see. So yeah, Daryl, I would if you're gonna start tying flies, man. Which is a great hobby, and if you fly fish, it's very useful. I would go on eBay and find where somebody's selling off a bunch of stuff for cheap. Is what I would do. Let's see. They move so fast and oh, I got you. I got you. Okay. All right, musket. Yeah, that's cool. Gotcha. Um, so the guys that fished with me the past 3 days, they're actually fishing again tomorrow, but they're not fishing with me. So tomorrow, that's what they're doing. They're going offshore fishing for tuna tomorrow. Gotcha. Copy and paste from Chat GPT. That's right, y'all. We live in the world of AI now. Tell you, man, Musket, you must be Musket's a doctor, y'all. Gotta be. He's over here with Latin terminology. Like, does he? People even is besides medical stuff or scientific terms. Is Latin even a spoken language anymore? I don't even know. I'm just picking up material, y'all, while I'm sitting here talking. Because I'm about done time for tonight, y'all. I gotta get a little bit of sleep so I can fish tomorrow. A keen interest in astrophysics. I tell you, I do too, man. I watch educational videos all the time on YouTube, but I do watch a lot of alien stuff. You know. I just and people. I guess there's people on both sides of it, but I just don't think we're alone out here in the entire universe. There's just I don't see that happening. And now people be like, "Oh, he's crazy," but I don't think we're alone. Yep. What's that mean? What's no K2B2? I don't. What's that mean, Zan? I don't know what that means. I mean, I watch a lot of stuff on that, but I don't know what that means. K2. Oh, is that the one with the where they found the supposedly like the gases in the atmosphere? Is that the one with the gases in the atmosphere that's usually only given off when there's life on the planet or something like that? Is that what that is? Okay. I told y'all I keep up with it, man. I keep up with all that. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Right. Because it's only here on Earth. It's only given off, because it's a biological, what you call it. Um. Right. I agree with you, Zan. There's no way, man. I mean, look at I mean, one of the oldest. Let's see. Right. Yep, I saw that musket. So, look at y'all remember? I mean, look at Bob Lazar. Way back in what was that? Early '90s or something? Was that early '90s or late '80s? That Bob Lazar, came out and said, "Hey, I worked at Area 51 and all this and that," and a lot of people said that he didn't. They basically tried to erase him, but now a lot of stuff he claimed is actually coming out that it's true. Um, let's see. Yeah. Well, look at Mars, man. I mean, Mars was probably an ocean. I mean, it's pretty sure it was an ocean planet. Whatever, billions or millions of years ago. And I mean, they've pretty much all but confirmed there's probably at least microorganisms somewhere on Mars still. Yep. We're sitting here talking about aliens on a fishing channel. That's hilarious. 1980s, yeah. Yep. Oh, and by the way, Daryl, if you're still there, man, like even my so this your your vice is going to be the most important tool when it comes to fly time, man. You want a good vice. Now, there's some vices out there that cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I wouldn't spend that much. The one I use is made by Kingfisher, just over $100 on Amazon. Because they got vices out there that cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You don't need to spend that much. You just want something with a good clamp on it. You want one that rotates. How this one right here has a handle, and I can rotate, so I can spin the fly and work on it from both directions. You just want stuff like that. You don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a fly vise. I wouldn't do that. Yep, 3 million. Yep. Yeah, y'all know there's a YouTube channel, but there's also a subscription that you can pay. It's not very much every month. Gaia, Gaia. But Gaia is a channel. If you like stuff like that, there's a YouTube channel, or you can subscribe to it, and they have tons of videos and all that kind of stuff. Yep. Think about um. Let's see. What's another? Richard Dolan. Richard, is that his name? Richard Dolan. He's another UFO researcher. He's got a real popular YouTube channel. Richard Dolan, I think is his name. He's really good. Um, Dr. Greer, Stephen Greer. You know, he knows a lot of stuff. Well, shoot, y'all, it is. golly, almost 11:30 here in Louisiana, y'all. I gotta be up in a little while. I gotta be up. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I gotta be up in like 5 or 6 hours, y'all. I got another fishing charter tomorrow. But y'all, thanks for watching. If y'all new to my channel, thank y'all very much for watching. Thanks, Musket, man. I can't believe you donated $20. That's unbelievable. And yeah, man. And y'all, I hadn't just fished forever. Believe me, I had a technology business for a long time. I was in the military, so it ain't like I just get the cozy job of fishing. I mean, that's what I do nowadays. But I've crawled up under many houses and through a lot of attics when I had technology job, man. Oh, thank you, Zan. I did Navy and Army. I did two branches. I did Navy and Army actually. But anyway, all right, y'all. I'm gonna get done. I'm gonna get some sleep. But thank y'all for watching, and I'll try to tie again tomorrow night. I just do the same thing, drink a little pre-workout or something, get some energy going, and I will see y'all later. Thank y'all for everything. Oh, let me read that. Got a lot of in the Marine. Oh, let me read that. Let me read that last comment. All right, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. I will see y'all later on. Thank y'all. And if we're catching them tomorrow, sometimes I go live while we're fishing. But of course, that's during the day, so I don't know if y'all can sneak around and watch at work or something. But I do a lot of live streams when we're fishing. Also, it just depends on if my clients kind of want to or not, because some people don't want to be on camera. But we'll see. Maybe I'll go live tomorrow while we're. But all right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Thank y'all.